Another huge part of what we do in our core services is what we call community outreach, primarily to schools where there has been a death, perhaps a sudden death. We'll get a call from a school. We try to go in, however, proactively to prepare school personnel, particularly what they call student service folks.
So if a child is going to school and they're not getting the support they need from the social worker at school, or their teachers aren't understanding that they're having difficulty focusing in school, I can advocate for that school for that student by calling that social worker and then educating them about, what it looks like when you first lose a mom, a dad, a brother, or a sister.
And so we go into the schools and we do trainings and workshops for that staff as well as for the teaching staff.
It's just amazing to see the development and the growth of the children. So, like at first, that sometimes you'll see kids and they don't even have the words to say what they're going through, and then a few months later, they'll be able to open up and say, my father died, my mother died, and I can talk about it and I can share memories about them, and it's just extraordinary.
Thing that I think that we do in the community is suicide awareness and suicide prevention. We have a fairly high incidence of teenage suicide in the North Chicago and the suburban areas. Our facilitators go in and conduct classes and conduct awareness. If we can prevent one or two of them, I think that's another huge victory for Willow House.
In the adult groups, we provide psychoeducation about parenting grieving children. So we're not only attending to their grief, but also helping them shepherd their children through their grief.
You don't meet Willow House and meet once a month that group. You meet on the weekends for pizza because you have now built this new network of people who really understand what you're going through. And it's not that you have to sit and talk about grief every moment, every day with your friends, but they become a social network for hopefully a lifetime.
We've done some extraordinary work as well for the FBI. Following 9/11, they called us and asked us to work with the families that they had identified about 3 weeks after. That group grew, and then we were reached by some survivors that lived in Chicago.
We don't just treat the grieving child or the grieving teen or the grieving adult. We're treating the whole system so that they can go home together and know how to talk to each other and be with each other and provide support to each other.
Being able to keep it in its place, keep the grief at bay and in its place, and be able to function and to hold a conversation without bursting out crying, I think I think we did our mission.